Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of No ID Podcast. It's me, your host, Ron Davis. I have here up and coming comedic icon, businessman, mentor, headliner, the creator of Burston with Comedy brand, the one and only Tyrone Burston. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good, Rome. Hey, thank you so much for having me. That was a great intro. That's what you do, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching your podcast. I love them, but your intros be fire, bro.
Oh man,
I love them.
appreciate that, man. I
Yeah, man, for
appreciate
sure.
that. So we were talking earlier. Some people don't know this, but Tyrone's been doing this for 10 years. He's headlining. He got the experience, the headliner comedian role that for a weekend. And it's gonna be plenty more weekends coming up in the future
Oh, yeah.
anyway.
Oh, yeah.
How was that experience though, brother?
I mean, it was like, I don't know, man. It's like, sometimes we have dreams, right? But the dreams are not vivid enough for you to regurgitate them. But it's like having a beautiful dream or something that you've been reaching for your whole life and you finally step into it. It's, I can't even describe the feeling, man. It felt like I was supposed to be there. It didn't feel
Mhm.
like a mistake. The moment didn't feel too big. But just to let everybody know, I'm just a regular comedian like Rome Davis. I just got more skin in the game as far as how long I've been doing it. But as a comedian, your goal is to do weekends at comedy clubs and to be the marquee, to get people to come out and say, "Man, I want to see Rome Davis. Let me get 4 tickets real quick." You know what I'm saying? So to live in that moment, man, it just meant the world to me, man. I think on the way to the club, I really didn't know that I was the marquee headliner. I thought I was filling in for maybe a feature or a host. The way it all worked out and how I originally got the phone call, I didn't know what was going on. I just knew I needed to be at that club before the show started, and as time went on and they started sending me links and asking me for my bio and a headshot, when it finally came through my phone, man, I was crying on the way to the venue, man, because it was one of those feelings where, like, thank you, God, for listening to my prayers and throwing me a bone, letting me get the feel. It's all about getting that feeling, man.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. What should I do? Let me see.
I'm back.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully everything going good, but we'll get my homeboy to chop it up
All
for
right.
us. We'll get it chop it up. So I've had that experience one time,
Nice.
February, and I did America's Got Talent. I actually auditioned, and then I went to California, and that joint was so surreal. I ain't crying in the airport, but when I got to the hotel room,
But I'm gonna cry when I get in the room, man. For sure.
I cried in that hotel room, bro. I was like, "Ooh, I made it." Got home,
Yeah.
posted the picture up, and it was like, "Cool, man." And you've been doing this
Yeah.
10 years. 10
Yeah.
years.
It'll be 11 on August 18th of this year. So I started August 18th of 2013. So I'm going into my 11th year, man, for sure. Yeah, it's been a beautiful ride, beautiful journey, man. I wouldn't change anything that I've done up until this point for sure, man. And the
You
time
know,
fly by too, Rome. I know you like what, maybe 5 years in, 5, 6 years in.
five and yeah, 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah, man. You got to think from the.
You could tell I've been doing it. You can see that hairline just going back. Man. Tyrone Burston's browser. All right. There's a little technical difficulties, people. It's okay, man, but good guy. His name was
I'm back. I don't know why. Yo, I got AT&T Uverse. I don't know
uh
why they doing me like that, bro. It making me feel like I ain't got good internet. So
I use the word for
good.
AT&T. I'm gonna let you know. You got okay. I'm just messing. You got okay internet. That's okay. Do you remember that first time you touched that stage? Like, what made you decide to get into comedy?
Yeah. So that's a good question, man. I think my inspiration came like right before I started doing comedy, man. I was actually diagnosed, bro, with child support. You know what I'm saying? So, I got hit with it like maybe 6 months into my comedy career, and then my ex-wife at the time, she ain't want to deal with me no more.
Nah, I can still see and hear you, but it's doing it again.
All right, we good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, bet. All right, so yeah, my brother-in-law was shot and killed, and we went to the funeral services back home. I think a best friend I went to high school with, my friend James Moore, he passed away like a week after that. So just dealing with that type of death, man, and that sadness on my way home to Charlotte, I just promised myself that I would never waste an opportunity to do something that I know God gave me the talent for. So I started doing comedy like 5 months after they passed away. So that happened in March of 2023. And I started doing comedy of August that year. That was my first time on stage in August. And I always been funny. I was the class clown in high school. I did the morning announcements in my high school. I was just the
Mhm.
guy to go to if you wanted to have a good time in class, man. So I was always popular in school for just cracking jokes and being funny. I've been doing that since like the 5th grade. By the time I got to high school, I had perfected how to get on the last teacher's nerves, man, and just get kicked out of class all the time. I was really good at that. You know what I'm saying? So I got a huge support system back home. When you meant to do something, people always tell you like, man, I've been telling you should have did comedy, and this is your lane, man. I know you're gonna do good, and all this stuff. So it ain't something that I'm forcing myself to do. It's something that naturally just comes to me by just being funny, whether I'm on stage or off stage, man. I just always been good at it.
Yeah, because I watched a couple of your clips, man. It's just like a natural poise. It's like you just having a conversation, and everybody's like, "Man, what Uncle Tyrone about to say?" Like that one uncle at the reunion. You like, yo, if he come around, you guaranteed to get something.
So, so,
who who was someone like the comedians that you looked up to coming up? Yep, talented comedian. Yeah.
all right, James, I'm back. Or Rome. I don't know why I want to call you Jerome James Davis.
Yeah. That's the most slavery black name, old man name.
For real.
All right. So you looked
Yeah.
up the talent. Talent was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
first comedian.
Yeah, he was the first guy I ever seen on TV that just did it differently. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't interested in doing stand-up back then. I think I was like maybe 13 years old at the most, 13, 14. So he just stuck out to me as somebody that was different and cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I had to do comedy, I would do it in that demeanor. You know what I'm saying? He had his own style, his own little noises, and he held a beer when he was on stage. Like all that was just so different to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to come full circle now and be doing comedy and just always trying to innovate ways in my own style to just be different from, the first couple comedies you may have seen that night. I'm just always trying to have my own style, talking my own voice and things like that. But yeah, I thought talent was a huge inspiration. But when you move down south, I'm from up north. So when you come down south and white comedians ask you that question and I say talent, they have no idea what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? They like,
Mm-hmm.
so who's some of your favorite comics? I'm like, talent. And they look at me like, yeah, I mean, they should definitely have talent, but who do you admire? Like who do you so I had to learn that, white people and black people don't watch the same stuff. So
Mm-mm.
for a long time, unless a black comedian is asking me, I can't even really answer that question. I just tell white folks like, look, I inspire myself. Okay. I never looked up to anybody but my mom. All right. I'm here trying to make it like you guys. All right. I don't know what to tell them, man. But on the
Yeah.
flip side, I don't know none of their comics either. You know what I'm saying? When they be naming big time, amazing white comedians, they be shocked. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just stay in your own little community bubble or your culture and it is what it is. I know some of them, but I don't be knowing all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying talent, man, because every comedian I've interviewed have always hit me with, yeah, man, I was watching Def Comedy Jam and Kings of Comedy. I'm like, bro, you 19 years old. Like,
Like what? You mean the other day you watched it, gang? Like what we talking about?
it's on Tubi, bro. Like, it's not. Dang, as far as white comedians, man, if I tell this all the time, Blue Collar Comedy Tour was my start into to comedy. It's like, hey, I love Jeff
That's funny.
Foxworthy, but hey, you know what I mean? I keep it quiet. But no, man.
That's funny, bro.
Oh man. Hey man, but like I said, talent, yeah, talent was dope. I was
Yeah, I
watching them
like that.
the other day. For you YouTube people out there, that's what's up, man. You remember,
Yeah.
like, cause you're building a brand right now, right? You're building the Bursting with Comedy brand,
Oh,
the
oh
Tyrone
yeah,
Burston brand.
for sure.
How is that looking? How is that on a day-to-day basis? Because I know you consistently grinding. I saw the post the other day where you said, your wife helped you out with the the funny call, and it was like
Hmm.
you just got like you got your team going on. So
Yeah.
how's it looking?
Yeah, I'm just, letting it come together on its own for real. It's not like I'm handpicking individuals to help me work. My wife is I joke around and call her my manager, but she really is for real. You know what I'm saying? Like she's taking on that title and trying. Like if you were to ask me to do a comedy show, I would have to run it by my wife first. You know what I'm saying? To make sure it fits our schedule. You know what I'm saying? To make sure we got enough t-shirts for sale. So she ordered the t-shirts. If I'm going out of town by myself, she does all of the logistics. You know what I'm saying? She'll grab me the hotel that's close to the venue. She'll make sure I'm renting a vehicle and she'll do all the logistics, all the behind the scenes stuff. But the brand, Bursting with Comedy, is something I came in with from day one. Just my
Mhm.
last name being Burston, me doing comedy. I just thought it made sense as holistically speaking, as a brand, it just made so much sense. So now, after doing that weekend in Raleigh and then being accepted into the Asheville Comedy Festival, I had already been headlining a couple times with some venues with the Comedy Zone and getting some bookings through the Funny Business. I'm featuring for them right now. So I got Bursting with Comedy. I'm over here looking at my desk. I got notebooks, I got pens, I got coffee mugs, I got t-shirts, I got chapstick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to think like I could just slap my logo and brand on anything, on everyday household items, bro. So it's amazing to see it grow so rapidly within these last like 30, 40 days. I've been hitting it hard, just trying to think of ways to, increase my worth online and in person with some of these people that I'll be meeting here soon.
And I just listened to something you just said. You have your bookings through your agency, and that took 10 years.
Oh yeah. And it ain't like I got an agent. You know what I'm saying? There's all these little mom and pop agencies. You got your big dogs who oversee like Desi Banks and Ryan Davis and all these big name comedians. And then you got the mom and pop agencies that book really, really great shows at these bars and lounges across the country. So it's like you always hear is levels to comedy. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to everything. And I'm just kind of starting now, even though I'm 10 years in, I'm getting my feet wet within some of these stages within comedy. So that's why the Asheville Comedy Festival is so sought after and it's such a huge opportunity to be a part of because for once in your career, you'll be seen by industry folks, you know what I'm saying? Like vice presidents of comedy clubs, the bookers, the owners, all these people that could change your comedy career trajectory will be there to see you. And it's not a competition style based festival. You're not trying to come in first place and out.
All right.
All right. Mic check, mic check. We back.
We bet.
We back, man. But yeah, man, 10 years, man. I want to be an inspiration to new comics either way. Either you look at me and be like, man, that'll never be me. It'll never take me 10 years to do what he doing. Or, what I'm saying, if you need some motivation or a little inspiration, you could look at my career and be like, man, I kind of like the trajectory he on. You know what I'm saying? He toured with, Adele Givens and he did all these things and it looked like he booming, he getting paid. So, I want to be an inspiration on both ends of that spectrum for real, regardless. But it do take a lot of work, man, for sure, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you for dropping that next gem, right? So it do take a lot of work. And I have a motto where I said, in order to be a comedian, you actually gotta do comedy and not just watch it. So you
Yeah.
grinded it out for 10 years and we get some cats that come, well, I'm in Virginia, that's only been doing it 6 months and haven't had that solid 5 minutes of substance behind their jokes.
Mhm.
It's no, you can hear the rambling or they don't know how to pivot and change if one joke is a little flat or they got the dead silence. How do you combat that? Or what have you learned in those 10 years we probably don't even get dead silence anymore. You know how to read the room.
Yo, I mean, it can happen if you're doing new material for sure. So that never goes away. No matter how big of a comedian you are, you're gonna fall flat somewhere somehow, just depending on where you at, how the crowd feeling. But to me, I would tell new comics, man, always write in the perspective of, you're writing this joke because you think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like it genuinely made you laugh as an individual. I think as new comedians, sometimes, even when I was a new comic, I used to make the mistake of always trying to write material in hopes that the crowd will get it. Or, man, I hope they think this is funny. Or I really hope this works. You know what I'm saying? But you got to write it in a reverse type of manner to where you only write.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, we back.
All right. We back.
But yeah, man, you always gotta. do the material that genuinely makes you laugh, man. Instead of trying to be so clever to where you think these people will get it, because you don't really know who you performing for until you get to the venue, unless you are a celebrity for real. So that's how I would combat silent moments or having the moments on stage where you bomb and there ain't nobody laughing or nothing. You just got to stay true to yourself and make fun of the fact that you did a joke that didn't do well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do that. As a comedian, I love comedians that can make fun of themselves when they are in them silent moments at the open mics or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, do a joke, it don't work, and then say something about the joke not working. I love comics that could do that, man, because I'm that type of comic. I ain't just gonna sit in no silence.
We do, man. Dog. I think I had silence one time so bad it felt like I was Queen Latifah and set it off. Like I was just that song played in my head. It happened again. I was like, nah, ain't no way, bro. There's no way. And I was like, I'm done. I usually like to keep the interviews around 20, 21 minutes because now with this attention span of everything that's going on, everybody's looking for that first minute and a half or that first whatever clip. Um, but I appreciate the patience that you've had with me. I appreciate the interview, and I appreciate the jewels that you've been dropping in this realm. And I'm looking forward to maybe in a year or two, they're like, yo, Tyrone Burston got a Netflix special coming out, or you got something dropping out on Hulu. Hell, I even take Tubi at this point. But I just know that you that you're doing your thing, brother, and I appreciate you so much, man. I really do. It was great to actually pick somebody's brain that's coming up and is just doing the grind. And you actually see it, not just on a social media, but you can actually see it. Well, I would say in person, but through conversation, man. But if the people want to follow you or they want to get more insight, what do they go? Yeah, yeah. Facts. Let's do it. Hey, talent, talent. Make sure you guys support Tyrone in all his ventures. Click the links in the bio, subscribe, like, share, comment, repost. I do appreciate everything, brother. And you can follow me, Comedian Rome, all social media platforms. No ID Media TV is the YouTube channel, but if you click the link in my bio, it will give you the website with the email list and everything so you can know what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and sign off.